Hi Andy, this is Stephen from Stephen Garth. This is just a video response to your science fiction book review. I just thought I'll show you some of my science fiction books in the collection. Do a quick last round here. You did show one book, which is the book I'm reading at the moment, which is Peter F. Hamilton's Pandora's Star. I'm about 450 odd pages through. It's a very good book, and I've just recently bought his sequel, which is Judas Unchained. But basically I am enjoying at the moment Pandora's Star and that, but I've read quite a few things from Peter F. Hamilton. The author himself lives in Oakham, which is only about 60 miles from where I live actually. He's still a local man around there. One of his book series I did read was here, which is the old Confederation series of Reality Dysfunction, Neutronium Alchemist, try saying that when you're drunk, and The Naked God. It was a very dark set of books in that series, about possession and devil worshipping and stuff like that, but it was a very good series. It sort of crossed between science fiction, horror and various, but it was a very good pace to the books, and I actually quite enjoyed the series really. And to give you an idea, there was actually a handbook which they had to basically, because it was such a long series of books, you're talking about nearly 4,000 pages of reading, they had a little guide just to remember yourself about key characters and that. And one book from him which I haven't read yet, which I will do once I finish Judas Unchained, is Mind Star Rising. Now that'll be an interesting book for me, because basically it covers the area where just south of where I actually live, around South Lincolnshire and Oakham and that, and all about climate change and what happened after the seas rose, which is actually something that our region could be facing. So it's quite interesting. One of my favourite series books is by Arthur C. Clarke. So this series here, which is the Rama series, Rendezvous with Rama, which actually is in production as a film with Morgan Freeman. I have no idea when it's going to be released, but there is some information on imdb.com. Rendezvous with Rama, it was a bit slow to start with, but basically it was just introducing the first time the cylinder approached, and I'm not going to spoil it for people because it is a very good book series to read through. I mean, Rama 2 is when it returns and talks about the main characters, which you do actually follow through books 3 and 4, which is the Garden of Rama and Rama Revealed. And it is a very good series, lots of twists, turns and human reality and all that, but I won't spoil it. Another good author I've read quite a bit of is Ben Bova, and basically we've got Moonrise and Moon War, all about they speak for themselves really, about establishing a base on the moon and some of the problems with it. And there was a previous series of books which I haven't read yet about the asteroid wars, which actually lead up to it. Arthur C. Clarke again, the 2001 series and the sequel books, I quite enjoyed them, but I sort of like the fast-paced, sort of quite dark science fiction like Peter F. Hamilton and that. So it was I read it through and I quite enjoyed it, but not as much as the other books. Ben Bova again, Mars, Jupiter. He did quite a few books on the planets. I've got Venus up there, and somewhere around I have Saturn, but I haven't quite found that yet. Another strange author, which it took me a while to read this book, was Ian M. Banks. There's Consider, and I think this is right saying, Phlebas. I'm sure someone will put me right to that. Basically it's quite a strange book, as I should say, but whether I enjoyed it or not, I think it was a bit too, well, I didn't quite get on with it really, so you know, it's just on my bookshelf at the moment. You can see Starbug there from Red Dwarf, and you can see my reflection. Basically that I've just got that from a friend. It's in the original box and strapped in, so hopefully that I'm a big fan. I got all the DVDs and stuff, and I do like the comedy one, and one of the best episodes I liked, and I've also got the book from it by Rob Grant, which is Backwards. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Another series I'm looking into is from quite an old author, Isaac Asimov, and that's the Foundation series. Now I've just started looking at Foundation, and as you can see I haven't read many of them at the moment because I've been on the new Peter F. Hamilton books, but I have read Prelude to Foundation, and depending on who you talk to, it depends on whether you should have read that first or not. Greg Bear's another good author. I've read his Anvil of the Stars, which is the actual, he did a book called The Forge of God, and the Anvil of the Stars is like a sequel to it. And I don't think I've got Forge of God around here, but I did read it a long time ago. And that I've got a few others, Colony from Ben Bova, and Cyber Books, some of his older earlier works and that. But eventually that's the sort of science fiction I like to read. I do read lots of other types of books as well, but I do enjoy a good sci-fi book. So that's my video response to you. See you later.